Hi, and welcome to the Freedom Law Group Law Library. In this video, we're going to address one of the most profound, misunderstood, and consequential topics in American law: jurisdiction and the existence of two United States. Most Americans are unaware that there are two legally distinct entities referred to as the United States. This misunderstanding is the foundation of a massive, ongoing deception: the belief that all Americans are obligated to file and pay federal income taxes. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of how Congress redefined key legal terms to create this illusion and how jurisdiction plays a pivotal role in maintaining this system of voluntary compliance. Jurisdiction refers to the legal authority a government or agency has to enforce laws within a specific geographic area or over specific groups of people. In the United States, there are two primary jurisdictions. The first is the 50 states of the Union, the constitutional republic envisioned by the Founding Fathers, where the Constitution, particularly Article 1, Section 9, Clause 4, provides robust protections against direct taxation. The second is the District of Columbia and Federal Territories, often referred to as United States Incorporated, where Congress exercises exclusive legislative authority, free from many of the constitutional constraints that apply in the 50 states. Be sure to watch our video entitled Understanding Jurisdiction to dive deeper into this critical topic and gain a clearer understanding of how jurisdiction affects your rights and obligations. In 1871, Congress passed the District of Columbia Organic Act, incorporating the federal government into a legal entity. This corporate entity, often referred to as United States Incorporated, governs the District of Columbia, a 10-square-mile area, and federal territories like Guam, Puerto Rico, and American Samoa. At the same time, the original United States of America, the Republic consisting of the 50 sovereign states, remained distinct and separate. By naming the corporate entity United States, Congress created a vehicle for legal and jurisdictional confusion that persists to this day. The incorporation of the federal government served a practical purpose, allowing it to function as a legal entity capable of entering contracts, suing, and being sued. However, this action also laid the groundwork for significant deception. By creating two United States and blurring the distinction between them, Congress enabled the gradual expansion of federal authority beyond its constitutional limits. The culmination of this deception came in 1913 with the passage of the 16th Amendment and the Revenue Act, reintroducing federal income tax. The 16th Amendment allowed Congress to levy income taxes without apportionment among the states. However, its application was, and still is, limited to the jurisdiction of United States Incorporated. President William H. Taft, in his message to Congress recommending the amendment, explicitly referred to the national government, not the 50 states. This aligns with the Supreme Court's earlier ruling in Pollock v. Farmers Loan and Trust Company, 1895, which struck down federal income tax laws as unconstitutional unless apportioned. Despite these limitations, Congress crafted income tax laws to appear as though they applied universally. The deception begins with the definitions of United States and state in Title 26 of the U.S. Code, which governs federal income taxes. According to Title 26, Section 7701(a)(9), United States includes only the states and the District of Columbia. Section 7701(a)(10) defines state to include only the District of Columbia. Notice what's missing: the 50 states of the Union. These definitions exclude the sovereign states, limiting the application of federal income tax laws to the District of Columbia and federal territories. This legal sleight of hand is further evidenced by the statutory definition of the United States in 26 U.S.C. Section 4612(a)(4), which governs petroleum taxes. In this section, the United States is defined as including the 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and other territories. The fact that Congress specifically included the 50 states in the petroleum tax law but excluded them from the income tax law is a clear indicator of jurisdictional limitations. Congress knew that direct taxes like the federal income tax violated the original Constitution and would only be lawful within the jurisdiction of the statutory United States, D.C. To maintain the illusion of universality, Congress relied on Americans' assumptions about terms like state and United States while ensuring the law itself limited the tax to D.C. and federal territories. At the top of Form 1040, it reads, U.S. Individual Income Tax Return. This form is intended solely for U.S. individuals, which Title 26 defines as residents of the District of Columbia. By signing this form, Americans unwittingly placed themselves under the jurisdiction of the statutory United States, D.C., forfeiting their constitutional protections against direct taxation. This process, known as voluntary compliance, is the cornerstone of the federal income tax system. The courts have repeatedly emphasized the importance of statutory definitions. In Stenberg v. Carhart, 2000, the Supreme Court stated, "When a statute includes an explicit definition, we must follow that definition even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning." Similarly, in Meese v. Keene, 1987, the court ruled that statutory definitions exclude unstated meanings of terms. By these principles, the definitions of United States and state in Title 26 must be interpreted as written, excluding the 50 states of the Union from federal income tax liability. If you are an American national, born or naturalized in one of the 50 states, or to a parent who was, you were never legally required to file or pay federal income taxes. The jurisdiction of federal income tax laws is limited to Washington, D.C., and federal territories. The Constitution, specifically Article 1, Section 9, Clause 4, shields you from direct taxation without apportionment. This protection has been intentionally obfuscated through semantic deceit, voluntary compliance, and a century of conditioning. When you signed your first 1040 form, you voluntarily entered the jurisdiction of the statutory United States, District of Columbia, where you became a statutory taxpayer with a legal obligation to file and pay federal income taxes. Before that, no such obligation existed. By following the legal process to revoke that election, American nationals can free themselves from the federal income tax system and walk off the federal plantation forever.